Alrighty. So we're gonna start off with good old shoulders, triceps today. Hopefully I remember the rep counts by memory. Even though I just said that right now, I don't remember this one. Double check. It's about 3 sets. 10. Already my weight's not here. Alright, let me get the 20s from across the gym. I'll be right back. This is actually the best angle I've ever done here. Like, this was meant to record. I'm going way too fast. I need to pause more. I've always done that. I mean, you guys see me every time I do one of these or anything. I'm always just repping things out, but not for this. I shouldn't. Well, really, not for anything, because it's that last set. I mean, if I'm able to pre-exhaust, put enough blood for that last set, and then do that same thing, which is just right up here. I mean, where's really the contraction? I think I would say this would be the negative. Or, I don't know, I might be sounding a bit stupid because maybe it's not like that. No, because there isn't any tension. I'm not sure. I'm going to go slower. I think that was better. I think there was a bit too much pushing on the right side of the delt. I was struggling to push up the weight, and I felt like this motion was going a bit more awkward. I'd rather just both of them. With these, if I really want to go to failure, I need someone to hold my elbows. Raises. Let's try to. I've always wanted to do a mirror shot here, but I never understand how this works exactly. I need to hold more. This is going to be kind of funny because there's no 17s. So doing this last set is going to be pretty interesting. I don't want to do a 25 because I think if I do a 25, it's going to be more of a scar tissue. Doesn't make sense. Alright. Each time I do lateral raises, if I don't have any sort of assistance, I should just do it like that. And rather just go more to filler on the cable lateral raises. It's just that the problem is that if I try to go to filler with this, with more weight, there's more of a chance that I can get just scar tissue. And it's just, that's annoying as fuck. Because when you're doing chest, that interferes a lot. So yeah, I'll leave it at that. We'll go to cable lateral raises. Let's warm up with these. I've never done these before. Let's see. Oh, okay. I mean, I have done this, but not like in this sort of way. Oh, I see. Yeah, this goes here. This should be the same. Not bad. I mean, that was a warm up. I don't I don't see this as a thing where you should put heavy weight. Because you're already pulling with so much resistance from the starting point. By the time you get up to here, it gets way more tense from here to here. Not because of the weight, but because just how far away you are from the weight. So we'll stick to that. I don't love doing this. I just think it's a little, like the cables just get in the way a bit when you're coming back from the start. Don't love that. And I think I have to do it a bit more to really get a full conclusion. I don't know. I don't feel the best contractions or stretches when I'm doing this. But that could be me now. Plus, the interval is not even in the favor of this exercise. Each interval here is like 5. If we're doing something like this, I feel like an interval of 2.5 is way better. Let's do some triceps. I'll start this off with half of what my max would be. I think max should be 72.5 or 75. I might be getting ahead of myself there. 35. Half of this would be 15 or something. This is slightly wider than the other V grips, but I think it's hitting just fine. You know what the biggest challenge for me is? Ever since we started this new way of working out, is to be way more smarter on the last set, because that's really the point of all these exercises. That last set in high intensity training, the reps, the sets that come before the last one, is to pretty much warm up until you get the last set. Yeah, and so on this last set, I should focus more on the weight, but also on holding down, and then kind of slow negative. Pauses, contracts, 2 seconds or something. I think from that we should reap the benefit. And you know what? I'll add even more onto that. If I feel like a tight squeeze on the tricep, that's when I have to hold it longer. It's just being really the reason why I'm going to the gym now every day is to be as best as I can on my last set. So I have to swap my head, because I didn't do that at all. I would just do my best on every set. I would go to failure on every set. I didn't care if it was I would just do that for every set. So I have to kind of rewire a bit. I get a really big pump, but I need to get the same pump doing this thing on the last set. If I could put all my effort onto that, I could really see whether this sort of way of working out works for me. What comes after this? I did 72 there, but I felt like intensity could have been way more. Alright, 80 pounds. We'll see how this fits. Quite frankly, I mean, this is the first tricep exercise, so that's another thing I have to rewire. I've always done these as like last, to squeeze it out. Pretty good warm up. We're exhausted a little. I think we'll move on to the, I think it's called V-bar pulley. Pretty light. You know, I think I've actually done these max on 42, but right now I'm feeling like I could do just a bit more. At least with that last set. We'll stick to it. We'll do 25. It's funny working out like this because I'm super instinctive. I'm an instinctive bodybuilder. I go a lot based on feel. And adding like that variation, I've always thought of that as like the last case scenario. If my range of motion or my level of connectivity based on angles isn't quite cutting it. Variation in the sense of like holding 2 seconds, coming in 3 seconds at least in that period. I've never done that. I've always been more just repping it out than rather going a lot more slowly. That is a very modern day thing. A lot of the modern day bodybuilders go a lot more slower and then pause out 2 seconds. It's a bit more science. I'm not. I'm very old school. I go actually more on range of motion, like the 70s, 80s. But I need to work with it. Shit. Yeah, this may be a bit too heavy. You know what? Now I can understand why Dorian Yates did a lot of machines. Because if you're doing such heavy weight, it's so much harder to do it on like things that have a lot of free motion control. Meaning you can really change the range of motion depending on how far you reach, how far you come back. When you have that sort of control, it's way harder to add weight. Yeah, that does make sense. That's why Dorian did a lot of machine things, because I'm doing that. We're doing high intensity training. And I feel like I could do the 50 pounds, but the problem is that I can't push it. I can't get my back forward. Because what I just did here didn't feel that hard, to be honest. It's kind of the things that I'm gonna have to learn doing this. I get so bothered when I don't go all out. Let's do this with a lot more variation. All right, that was better. I think, you know what? Here's my rule. If I feel like I could do more, I'll do more. I'm supposed to do 12, but I feel like I can do more. And I can't do exactly 50 pounds because, one, I can't even bring the starting point downward. So that's gonna be my rule. Yeah. I'll just do three more reps. That way I can just feel a bit more on the tricep. Same goes with anything. Deltoids, chest. Yeah, I think we'll move on. Last time I did these, I've had a bit of an issue on my right delt. I think it's scar tissue. We'll see how it feels. I'll start off lighter. That way I don't exhaust as much where that scar tissue plays. So far good. Very light, but just to put a bit of blood before we go heavier. The slowest. Yeah, that's where I'm definitely tell my mom to give me a bit of therapy there, because if I keep my shoulders a bit more back, I don't really have much of an issue over here. But if it's a bit more forward, that's where it just starts to fuck up a bit. And I didn't feel a lot there. I just know when it's like reaching it. this last set will go heavier. You know what it is? It's just that when I'm on this, I feel like the weights, it's like transferring. Obviously tricep, but it starts to transfer now onto here. Let's do a 50. Alright, that was the last. I'll definitely get some therapy. Yeah. And I feel like if I do that, problem should be away by about a week. Because this isn't actually the first time this happened to me. This happened before, as I said. I was once doing dumbbell lateral raises on an incline bench, but I was doing too much weight where, pushing beyond, this just locked in and I felt a pop. Although it is slightly different because when I did, not on an incline bench, but a dumbbell lateral raise, same fucking thing, which I'm having that issue. You gotta be careful with dumbbell lateral raises. That's now the second time. I think I was maybe doing too much weight, and I wasn't like over exaggerating, and I've done like way harder times than that. And I think 2 exercises after that, I think what worsened it was the high V-bar pulleys, or whatever they're called. It might be a scar tissue thing, but it's not major. It's just something small. It pops out a lot when I'm doing kickbacks. You know what? I'll do kickbacks to compensate a bit of the failure that we're supposed to do. I'll try to apply what we've been doing for lower reps, but more in the pauses. Let's see how these feel. Yep. Not bad. Could be better. But alright for now. Alright, so that wraps it up for today. Tomorrow's not my rest day. It's actually on. You know when my rest days are? It's on Tuesdays. It's a bit weird, but I used to do them on Sundays, but I like Tuesdays. Because on Sundays, that's usually when people don't come in. Lo and behold. Now, there are a few people here, but it's not as much. I like that. But yeah, anyways, we'll close down. I haven't been doing the usual arm thing that I have done. I used to hit shoulders, biceps, and triceps in one day. And so, by the time I pose down doing that, my entire arms are just pumped completely. But, I should be quiet. Who knows? Maybe I might be the same. We'll see how it goes. Try this out. I feel like my lats have been, I feel like they shrink just a little. I think that goes to show that they require more intensity. Makes sense, they're a bigger muscle. Yeah, I mean, yeah, I need to get the rear delts bigger, because when you have your rear delts bigger and you hit that pose, you get more of a 3D effect on your rear delts. And then same thing with rear double bicep. That's why it's called. I mean, it's the rear, but all right. So that's it for today. As always, I think I could improve much more. I do feel like we could do 3 to 2 more reps on the triceps, on anything. Hell, even on leg press. I think I'm trying my hardest to stick to this, but I am genuinely curious if the higher intensity works out for me. I mean, in terms of high intensity compared to rep range or something like that. And I think it's what I said before, when we were doing I think they're called high V pulleys or something, on the cables doing this. I could go for much heavier weight, but the problem is that I can't even bring it down. So that's where I kind of think, okay, well, maybe if I can hold on longer for 2 seconds and then come out the negative for 3 to 4 seconds, I could kind of compensate that. But now I can definitely understand why said machines. Because if you have machines, you don't really have that issue. You can do as much heavy weight. That's why he uses machines. But so far, that's what he's given me. So I'm gonna just stick to it. Oh shit! I just leaked it out. I'll edit that out. Not yet. I don't wanna reveal that out. I don't wanna reveal has been. It's funny. Okay, not bad. There's a lot more work I need to do. A lot more improvement. I gotta be way better at all the stuff. This is brand new to me, but that's no excuse. Okay, that wraps up today. I'll see you guys later.